Hello everyone, I heard that the problem of firewall failure has bothered many engineers. So this time I will explain to you the troubleshooting method of firewall security policy failure. I believe you will never have to worry about firewall failure after starting this course. First, I will review the technical background of the security policy. Next-generation firewalls are war prohibited by default. That is, services cannot be communicated under empty configuration. The security zone is one of the basic features that distinguish the firewall from the switch router. The interface will only forward data after it joins the service security zone. Security zones can be used to manage multiple interfaces with the same security requirements on firewall devices. The administrator divides the interfaces with the same security requirements into the same security zone. For example, the firewall is divided into trusted zone and the untrusted zone. After the security policy is configured, the two security zones can access each other. The second part includes troubleshooting ideas and key points. How to troubleshoot the problem, that is, the next-generation firewall security policy fails? The overall troubleshooting idea can be roughly divided into two steps. The first step is to confirm whether the packet goes to the firewall. The second step is to confirm whether the packet is blocked by the firewall. First of all, there are two steps to determine whether the packet is sent to the firewall. The first step is to check whether there are session entries on the firewall. After the firewall receives the packet from the port, it first matches the current session table. If the message hits a certain session entry, the forwarding process can continue. If it cannot hit any session entry, the message will be subsequently forwarded to the security policy module for policy rule matching. If the matching result is allowed, the firewall will create a new session entry and continue to forward and process the packet normally. If the matching result is denied, it will directly discard the packet without creating a session entry. The command to view the session is display session table. The next-generation firewall supports searching based on the source destination IP address, source destination port number, protocol, and other parameters of the session initiator. It is recommended to write at least the source destination IP address. Note that the session entry has an aging time, and the command must be executed before the session entry aging. In addition, it is recommended to add the verbose parameter to the command to view the session entry. You can view the packet inbound and outbound interface, whether there are packet statistics. Therefore, if there is a session entry at the time of the failure, it means that the packet has reached the firewall and passed the security policy check. If there is no session entry, the next step is to check. The second step is to check whether the packet is sent to the firewall through the debug command. If the session entry is not found on the firewall, there are two possibilities. One is that the packet has not been sent to the device, and the other is that it is blocked by the security policy. You can use the debug command to output information to check whether the packets are sent to the firewall. There is a lot of debug information, and it is generally required to write detailed ACL matching packets. The debug information that matches the ACL indicates that the packet has reached the firewall. The debug information under normal circumstance is shown in the figure. The debugging IP packet has debug information matching ACL. The debug information indicates that the firewall receives the ICMP packet from G100. The source address of the packet is 172.31.0.1, and the destination address is 172.31.0.4. If there is no debug information that matches the ACL, the packet does not go to the firewall. You need to troubleshoot the problems in the equipment interconnected with the firewall and other networks. In addition, the new web version supports the packet capture function, and you can also check whether the firewall has received the packet by capturing the interface packet. In the Web Management platform, under System Diagnosis Center, Packet Capture, click Start Packet Capture to configure the message capture filter conditions. Select the interface, and it is recommended to match the ACL when the business traffic is heavy. After configuring the packet capture filter conditions, click Start. After the packet capture is completed, click Stop Packet Capture, and then you can download the capture file to the local. Use Wireshark software to open the captured file to judge. If you confirm that the message has been delivered to the firewall through debug or packet capture, the next step is to confirm whether the security policy blocked the message. Through debugging security policy, you can check whether the packet is blocked by the security policy and what is the reason for the blocking. The debugging command displays a lot of information, and it is generally required to write detailed ACL matching packets. The response information of debugging security policy under normal circumstances is shown in the following figure. According to the information, it can be seen that the message passes the security policy check. The source security zone is the trusted zone, and the destination security zone is the untrusted zone. In addition, it also includes the source and the destination address of the message, the source and the destination port number, and the protocol quintuple information. The ID of the security policy rule hit is 0. So what does the debugging information look like when the packet is blocked? The first case, the packet is denied, appears in the debugging response message, indicating that the packet is blocked by the security policy, and the rule ID equal to 3 indicates that the security policy with the ID of 3 denied the packet. Therefore, the fault is caused by the configuration of the security policy. The second case, the packet is denied, appears in the debugging response message, indicating that the packet is blocked by the security policy, and the rule ID equal to none indicates that no security policy is hit. Therefore, the interruption is caused by not configuring the security policy. In addition, you can use Debugging Aspf to assist in judgment. Aspf is an advanced packet filtering strategy used to maintain the state of firewall session entries. Similarly, debugging commands return a lot of information and generally require detailed ACL matching packets to be written later. The following examples illustrate the debugging information when two types of packets are blocked by Aspf. The first case, the prompt message shown in the figure appears in the debugging information, indicating that the interface is not added to the security zone. The second case, the prompt message shown in the figure in the debugging response information indicates that the message is blocked by the security policy. Check whether there is a corresponding permit security policy. Finally, summarize the troubleshooting ideas for the security policy failure. First, use the display session table command to view the session table entries. If there is a session table entry, it means that the packet goes to the firewall and passes the security policy check. Other reasons need to be investigated. If there is no session table entry, use the Debugging IP packet ACL command or the web interface to capture packets to determine whether the packets are sent to the firewall. If the packet goes to the firewall and there is no session entry, it is likely to be blocked by the security policy. You can use the Debugging Security Policy Packet IPACL command and the Debugging Aspf Packet ACL command to judge. At this point, everyone should have a certain understanding of the troubleshooting method of firewall security policy failure. When troubleshooting, we must also learn to distinguish different cases between the debug information step by step. Hope all the content of today can be helpful to you. Thank you.